Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thanks again for all your support. This is the promised video, the follow-on video around the Just Flight Vulcan and the start procedures. Okay, so my intention was initially to do a full cold and dark walkthrough on this video, but actually if you look on the Just Flight website, I found that the manual and that there are 3 videos around the different parts of the setup and start procedures. They're really brilliant. I don't think I could improve on the procedure for the cold start, and if you watch my previous video, it showed you how to get into the cold and dark state. What I thought would be useful is just to talk a little bit about when you're setting up your camera views. If you want to do the full cold and dark start, then the existing control and number key views, they're pretty inadequate. They don't cover the ground. And also I've got a couple of tips. When I tried to do the cold and dark start procedure, I fell at the first hurdle on a couple of occasions to do with not being able to get some of the switches to work. So the first frustration was I fell at the first hurdle. The first thing you need to do is turn the batteries on, and I simply couldn't do that. Switching on, it just turned off again. With the fuel pumps, they initially would not work, and finally the strobe simply would not turn on. It took me a long time to work out what to do, but it was simple. I just had those switches configured on my Avro Yoke and Bravo Throttle, and when I removed those which were stopping the switches working, they were fine. So a number pad is really useful, and you'll see why when we go through the next settings, getting ready for the cold and dark start. I've got a keyboard that doesn't have numbers, so I've invested in a separate Bluetooth number pad, which makes it, in my view, so much easier to move around the cockpit quickly when you need to for the various camera settings. So the camera settings, you can set up bespoke cameras which let you see particular parts of the cockpit. The preset ones are not very useful for the flows, so if you go into controls, camera, and then select keyboard, you can see that the save custom camera is set to control plus a number key, 0 to 9, and then to select that camera you just press the number key. To create those camera views, we use views. Again, back into the control options keyboard, put in views, and you can see here you can translate right, left, forwards and backwards. I think they're quite restrictive, and there's also an ability to have a 45 upwards view. To move up and down, that's the only way I've found to do it. You need to go into developer mode, and then there is a move up, move down, and you can set that to be simply the up arrow and the down arrow, which really helps moving around the cockpit and setting the views you will need for the cold and dark procedure. So here we are translating around the cockpit, forwards, backwards, right and left, and you can just move around until you're happy with the view, and then just set it using the control and number key as a bespoke camera. And my advice is you want at least one set on these fuel valves and switches, because that's a big part of the cold and dark start procedure. And then the second one needs to be on the central fuel panel. So these are the switches for the fuel pump. They're another big part. And I also set up a third view, which is a close-up, and you can see you can move backwards and forwards then between the views. Okay, that's all I've got for you in this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you want to be notified when other videos are uploaded, then please subscribe and leave any comments. I love to hear from you, and I'll catch you next time.